studio. And we say very good morning, Mr. Nico Kleynhans.
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. Well, we've had the data breach that you know about, and 54 million South Africans are at risk. And so it really is important that we take far greater care with our passwords right now. Now, most of us get guidance from the various providers that tell us how to build a strong password. Now, they tell us that the password must contain a capital letter. Then they tell us there must be some more small letters in the password. There have to be some numbers, and there's got to be a special character. Now, that's the guideline. I have come across a couple of listeners who've still been hacked, and they wonder why. So let me tell you about one particular listener and why he got hacked. This listener was born in March 1960. So in his password, he put the word March 1960. And then he made the capital M of March the capital. And then he added to that a special character. And the special character was an exclamation mark. Now, do you realize that the most popular exclamation mark that is used by those of us who use any kind of password is an exclamation mark? And we put that exclamation mark right at the end. Now, I know that, you know that, and the hackers know that. And if the hackers have your ID number, the first password they're going to try is the month and the year and an exclamation mark. And then they're going to put the capital on the first letter of the month. So if you really want to use your month and your year, don't put the capital on the first letter. Put it on the second or the third letter. That at least makes it a little more of a challenge. And then when you put your password together, don't use the same password for your bank, Netflix, Google, and everything else, because that means somebody has access to everything in one go. You need to at least have some sense of security. So what else do people do? They have too many passwords. So what they do is they ask Google to remember their passwords. So now all you've got to do is to hack Google, and you have access to all of your passwords in one go. And if you are one of those, go home, get a ruler, and spank yourself on your fingers. Because what's the good of giving Google that privilege when that's going to be hacked as well? The other trick that people do is they Google and they try and find a free password memory program. Now, quite honestly, if you trust a free password memory program, what do you think a gangster is going to do if they design such a program, offer it for free? Do they doing that because they love you, or because they see this as an opportunity of making some money? Now, I do have a particular program that remembers my passwords. It's a high security program. It costs me the earth. But in spite of that, that program does not know any of my banking passwords. I will never put that on there. And I'm not going to use the same password for all of my programs. And that particular program does something better. It scans every one of my passwords every single day. And when something happens, like happened recently with these 54 million South Africa, that program tells me there's a problem. And it tells me change the password on that platform immediately because it knows there's been a hack. So of the 200 different passwords that I have to use, I can still have security, but I'm using a high security software program to help me. So let me tell you about last night, and we'll leave it there. Last night, an accountant in Cape Town got hacked, and he got hacked through WhatsApp. And when they hacked into his WhatsApp, they saw that I was in his phone. So they tried to hack my WhatsApp. And then he sent me a message saying I had to reclaim my WhatsApp and I accidentally sent the OTP to your phone. Could you please send me the OTP? Now, I know I'm an old person and I'm not as stupid as I look. So I was able to say no, and thank you for warning me that you've hacked my friend, because now I can get hold of him and alert him, but I can't get hold of him on the phone because the phone has already been bypassed. So now I've got to get hold of him on email, and I've got to hope he's going to read the email. So if you suddenly get an OTP number, and now you get somebody saying, oops, I accidentally used your phone number, can I have that OTP number? If you give them that number, you give them access to all of your data. We have to be more careful. You do need to review all of your passwords and stop trying to use cheap software to memorize your stuff. You're only going to get yourself into trouble. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick.